Let's get into today's episode of Why We Succeed. Well, man, Sarah, this has been such an amazing discussion. And before we wrap things up, there's a segment of the show that I like to close out with the guests. I'm trying to find a name for it, but so far I'm just calling it Pick Three. Essentially, what's going to happen is I'm going to allow you to pick three random numbers, and I'm going to give you a question. So it'll be 3 questions total. And all you have to do is pick a number between 1 and 16, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. 2.
Number 2. So here's the question. What was your first big treat yourself purchase to celebrate the success of your business?
Ooh. That's a hard one. I don't know. So when we say like the success of my business, like, do we mean when I launched my business or like when I hit a certain point?
Totally up to you. Totally. What was a purchase that you made where you were like, this is something that I wanted, and because of my business, I was able to be able to get this for myself?
Oh, okay. I guess then it would be my Mac Mini. So I kind of just like woke up one day and was like, I want a Mac Mini. And I bought it. It's funny because my business coach is like telling me to start living a little more of like a luxury life. That's something she's been challenging me to. So when I hit 100K, my boyfriend and I actually bought row 1 50-yard line tickets to see the Austin soccer team. So they're new to me. This is like their first season. And we bought front row, like literally I could touch the wall.
Wow.
At the 50-yard line. And that was really fun. So that was something we did as like celebrate.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's dope. What's your second number?
Obviously, it wasn't like for my business, but yeah. No,
it didn't even have to be for your business because it's about treating yourself. And I love that because you chose an experience and you enjoyed it with somebody else, somebody that's close to you. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
So what's your second number between 1 and 16?
9.
So that question is, if you could partner with or have lunch with any business owner, influencer, or celebrity, who would it be?
Oh, God, that's so hard. Influencer or celebrity or business owner?
Yep, anybody.
It would definitely be Shea Serrano. So even though I've already met him a few times, so Shea Serrano, for those of you who don't know, I'm going to educate you real quick. But he is the first Latino to have more than one best-selling New York Times book.
Wow.
So he wrote the Rap Yearbook. He wrote Hip Hop and Other Things and Basketball and Other Things. I have all of them.
Nice.
So him and Arturo, and for those of you who are like watching the video of this, the Rocky poster that's right next to me is done by the artist who does all of Shea's books. His name's Arturo Torres. They're both from Texas, San Antonio and Dallas. And Shea, so just like a quick story. So when I was in college, I wrote my thesis over how rappers are actually historians and really cover inner city life, right?
That's dope.
And he had like one day on Twitter, Shea was like, send me all your writing, like just email it to me or tweet it. So I was like, it like is getting published at my undergrad, like I might as well just send it to him.
Right.
And so I sent it to him and he retweeted me. And it got me, like, Charlemagne the God saw it, and it got me a writing job, which was, like, insane. Like, Charlemagne the God literally tweeted me, like, retweeted me. And so when I went to, I think it was Basketball and Other Things. Yeah, because that's the second book. So when Basketball and Other Things came out a couple of years ago, I went to the book signing, and I was like, you probably, don't even know who I am, but, like, you retweeted me about this work. And he goes, Sarah, I know exactly who you are. And when you get to where I am, you need to do the same thing and reach back and pull somebody up. And so I've really carried that forward with me. And so I think it would be really dope to, like, just sit with him and hear, like, his writing process and learn more about how he went from being a teacher, because he taught, I think it was middle school. I think he taught middle school in San Antonio. To how do you find a topic and write a book and become a bestseller? And I think that would be really dope. Just like talk about basketball too, because I'm a huge basketball fan. So
that is so dope. Yo, I love that. And it's so cool that you already had the opportunity to connect with him, and just being given that opportunity to have some of that personal one-on-one, it would definitely take it to the next level.
And I will say, I've been asking Arturo for an Apollo Creed art for like 3 years. I'm like, I don't care how much, like, I want this. So, like, Rocky's my favorite movie of all time.
That is that photo is so dope.
It's when he defeated Drago, the Russian fighter in Rocky 1 or Rocky 2. Mm-hmm. And it's just so cool. And Apollo Creed is my favorite, like, non-main character of the Rocky series. And so I just think it'd be so dope to have an Apollo Creed. Like, everyone makes fun of me for it, but I'm like, you gotta do, like, this is why I love Rocky, not to, like, totally get off subject. But
no, sure.
But I think, like, the thing about Rocky, and I tell everybody, and this is why I keep it hung here, is, like, Rocky did absolutely everything he could to be the best at what he did. Right. He was still humble. He was still quiet. Like, he went and worked at a meat packing plant so he could fight in the ring and not have to do all this crazy work and make these moves. But he still, when it was time for him, he got the accolades and he got his roses. And that's, I think, you know, what I try to aspire to is success might not come tomorrow, but you're always planting those seeds. You're always got to do what you got to do. And like Rocky says, fighters got to fight, right?
Right.
Designers got to design.
Yes.
Podcasters got to talk, you know?
Yes.
So like, you just got to keep going. And that's literally why I keep this hung here, because when I'm feeling down or feeling like it's not, I'm working so hard, I'm not getting what I want. Rocky's here to remind me that sometimes you get knocked down, but you get back up and you keep getting into that ring every single day. You know?
I love that. I love it. Last question. Last question. Any number between 1 and 16?
Ooh, 15.
15. Question is, if you could operate your business or your office in any location in the world, where would it be and why? So this kind of goes back to earlier where you were envisioning your office. Now you can choose any location on the planet.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know me and you haven't dived into my YouTube channel, I am the biggest Disney fan. Like, and when I say Disney, I mean like the parks. Like I love Walt Disney World. I've been there probably 17 times.
Wow.
I love Disney with all of my heart.
I wonder what's the record.
No, not at all. I have friends that work at the company, so I used to get free tickets like all the time. So I play a ticket and go hang out at Disney for the weekend.
Yeah.
But I have always said that, like, one of my, like, fancy schmancy dream goals is to be able to at least bare minimum qualify to live in Legacy Oaks, which is like a very rich neighborhood on Disney property. There's like a golf course on it, and like the base salary is like $400K. Like you have to like be making bank, but like your whole house is like high end Disney, like hidden Mickeys in the walls, and you know it's not tacky. And so I would love to like be able to live on Disney property at least half of the year and go to Disney whenever I want, and like be able to check email while I'm riding like Expedition Everest, or you know, or like you know, hanging out with Sleeping Beauty or whatever, and checking emails. You know? But I will also say, because my brand is so based on my hometown of Cleveland, I mean, if y'all have never listened to Bone Thugs, my business name is literally named after a song on their Eternal 99 album. And it's a true intersection in Cleveland, in Tremont. And so I think it would be really cool to like go back to my hometown and give back to the city in this kind of way, because entrepreneurship isn't really popular in Cleveland. Like, you know, obviously there's small businesses like mom and pop stuff, but from like a freelancing female type of, there's no design agencies there. There's not really this forward momentum. So I think it'd be really dope to like have a loft downtown, like near the queue, so I could like go to work and then just cut over and go watch the Cavs real quick. But yeah, wherever, you know, I don't know.
That is so cool. Like, I love that. I never would have guessed like the Disney one. So like, see, that's why I love that. I love these questions.
I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah, you never know what you're gonna get. I love it, man. Sarah, it has been such a joy speaking with you. Before we wrap things up, just want you to have the opportunity. Are there any questions that you like to ask me, or any last or closing words that you like to leave the listeners with?
I don't think so. Just thanks for reaching out to me. I mean, we literally like emailed like 2 weeks ago, and you're like, "Oh my God, your YouTube channel." I'm like, no one ever emails me. My stuff. Like, this is dope, you know? And so I'm just really grateful that you gave me the opportunity to have this conversation.
Oh, man.
And probably
I've enjoyed it.
To the end of this episode, you know, and I wasn't annoying you. Like, thanks for listening. I say that at the end of every YouTube video. I'm like, well, if you made it to the end, I'm super appreciative.
Yeah. Yo, I'm telling you, you are dropping so many gems. The things that you're sharing is so valuable. You know, we talked offline last week, and I really could sense your heart and your character when it comes to adding value to people's lives. Like, you are so genuine. And I don't know anybody that will watch this or listen to it, however they're consuming this podcast at the moment, that won't be able to tell. Like, we know why you, Sara, succeed. Like, it's like, no doubt. And it all has to do with just you being genuinely yourself. And that's amazing. Don't change. But this is what I'll say, based on what you mentioned and how I believe as well. Keep improving, but don't change at your core, because it's why you are who you are. It's why you've had the success that you've had with your business, your agency, and beyond.
Absolutely. And I tell everybody that too. As horrible or as easy as your life was, let it shape and mold you however it needs to, you know? Right. And we may look at that negatively sometimes when we're feeling down, but I wouldn't be who I am today had I not gone through what I went through, had I not experienced life the way that I did in those fundamental years. And so don't run from who you are. Don't try to be who you're not just because social media is telling you how to be one way. And that's, I think, something that we talk about being proud. That's the thing I'm most proud about is I don't give a shit. I don't care if you think I'm weird or if you think or if you think like I'm intimidating. Like, I don't care, because once we get on a conversation, once we get on a call and chit chat, I'm just a normal human, you know? And so I'll leave y'all with this last thing. And I say this literally, I feel like I beg people sometimes, but like, you can literally reach out to me whenever you want. Like, if you have questions about our conversation today, or if you check out my YouTube channel or my business and you just want to like bend my ear, I'm not going to invoice you. You can ask me questions. You can DM me. Like, please, like, DM me. I always feel like I'm begging for, like, I'm one of those people that education is free. And I give my best stuff away for free. I don't care who you are. So anything you guys need, I am here for you.
And that's what it's all about. Yo, we value relationships. And I would say anybody out there listening, especially if you're in the design space, if you do not take the opportunity to reach out to Sara now while you can, you may live to regret it. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you are so genuine. And I can only, whoever becomes your mentee is going to be so blessed, because like you mentioned before, when you hop on calls, like, listen, I'm going to tell it to you like it is. You may not like what I'm going to say, but at the end of the day,
try at least once, but it's
right. You going to hit your goals though. We going to make it happen. And I love that.
Totally. Oh,
man. I love it. Sara, let them know how they can contact you, support you, and just show you some love.
Totally. So I'm sure we're going to put all this in the show notes. But my Instagram is at 99 St. Clair. That's my business. I don't really use like my personal Instagram, so just DM me on that. It's me. I don't have a social media manager. No one's managing my account. Like, you're literally talking to me. And then also my YouTube channel is just Sara Loretta. You can literally search it and I should come up pretty easily. Yeah. And then my website too is just 99stclair.com. So
I love it. Yo, you guys, Success Squad, make sure you go and show Sara some love. She definitely deserves it. Sara, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. If you're ever interested in coming back on, it will be an honor to have you come back.
Absolutely. Anytime. Let me know.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of Why We Succeed. If you value relationships and believe they are the true key to success, be sure to subscribe. To watch this full discussion and gain access to exclusive content, join our Patreon today. The link is in the description. Thank you, and we'll catch you on the next episode.